Alright, what's going on, everyone? We are back in Cyberpunk 2077. We're on widescreen today, so this is 3440 by 1440. We got the 5070 Ti. We got it paired with a 14700K. I'm just going to do my normal kind of loop here in Dogtown. We're currently on low settings, and we are looking pretty good. 126, 127 FPS. And as you'll notice in the top right, I have latency and the preset that is being enabled through the recommended tab in the NVIDIA app. Thank you so much for someone who commented that you don't have to manually do this. You can just use recommended, and it will pick the best preset for you based on your upscaling method. So right here on DLAA, it is recommending preset K. All right, so let's just keep on going and see when we might need some upscaling. So right now, let's just jump into it. We're going to go to settings and of course go over to graphics. Going to grab my mouse here, and we are going to just go over to the medium preset here. Going to go back to super resolution transformer model and back to DLAA. So as you can see, everything here is as such. All right, so I've got a very loud scroll on my mouse. I'm just going to do it hopefully quietly here. But yeah, everything looks good here. I like to keep these sections in here so you can verify that I am using the settings that I'm telling you I'm using. So what that does is it brings us to medium settings, of course still on DLAA. And we are looking like we are at 108 FPS here on the back stretch. It tends to run a little better back here. So let's get around here to the that traffic circle or the obelisk area here, and we'll see what we can do over there. It's going to dip just a little bit down in the high 90s, yeah. So that's pretty typical. So we're obviously looking really good here. So I'm going to jump over and kick it over to the high settings. So let's go low, medium, high, kick it back over to transformer, DLAA. All right, so everything looks good here. I typically like to turn off all this film grain stuff. It kind of ruins the image, so I'm gonna do that now. And hopefully remember to do it from here forward because it likes to auto-enable itself. So let's see, DLAA transformer model, of course, we are on the high setting here. So let's just keep on rolling through it. This is probably gonna be just fine. We're gonna get into ray tracing, of course. And then we'll see about some frame generation potentially if we need it. Latency looks good though. We're at 46 milliseconds here. Anything under 50 is typically okay with me personally. You know, I go 50 to 80 depending on if I'm on mouse and keyboard or controller. I play this game a lot on the controller, especially when I'm driving, as I cannot drive on mouse and keyboard. It is really terrible. So maybe I'll show you guys how bad that is one day. But yeah, we're at 96 FPS here. We're going to dip down a little bit, probably high 80s right here if I had to guess. Yeah, 86. All right, so yeah, we are looking good, 50 milliseconds here. So let's go on up to the ultra setting and see what we can do there. So let's go low, medium, high, ultra, go back, DLAA, of course. Come down here, turn all this junk off. All right, so everything looks like this. Pause if you need to, but yeah, everything looks like that. So we're going to jump into the high setting, see if our SR override comes back. Yep, preset K, perfect. All right, so this gives us high 50s. So right here might be an area where if you want to stay locked around 60, you might want to do some upscaling. I will typically upscale once I dip below 60 on these tests. I kind of use that as a baseline for when I need to upscale or not. So I'm going to do that now. We're looking like even on this good back stretch right here, it's typically higher. It will need a little bit of help on some upscaling, but thankfully upscaling is beautiful now. So all we're going to do is jump over here and go to quality. I'm going to bring this down to about half. So you know, the presets now are really good about ghosting, especially when it comes to sharpness in combination with frame generation. Usually the more you sharpen it, the more the frame generation ghosting is affected. So we're gonna, you know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, the new DLSS 4.5 is really, really good about ghosting with that sharpness. So you can kind of just sharpen it to whatever your heart's content now, and it will just do the rest for you. But right here, preset K still on quality, still makes sense. We're jumping up into the 90s, still around 102. VRAM is looking good, well under the 16 on this card, no spill. That's what that third one down means, the VRAM S. No spillover. That will never be 0, but you just want to see it low. You don't want to see it creeping up too much from whenever you start the game. Yeah, and 205's pretty much locked there, so that's good to see as well. All right, so we are looking good here at 105. So ultra settings needs a little bit of help on quality DLSS, but still looks fantastic, really, really sharp. So let's jump up and go to that very next level, introduce a little bit of RT here. So I'm going to skip Steam Deck, of course, but yeah, we're back on super resolution transformer model. This is Transformer 2. I'm going to assume we need quality because we needed it beforehand, but this is just ray tracing with local shadows. This is not going to be a very big hitter, probably going to run almost the exact same. But as you can see here, pause if you need to. We're down in the basically ultra settings with a little bit of RT on the shadows. Go ahead and apply that. Let's go ahead and go here. Let me know how my microphone sounds. This is a little bit different mic setup than my normal one on my 4K or my 16:9 setup. This is a different setup with the widescreen. So let me know about the mic. If you like it, hate it. If it doesn't matter, if it sounds the same, just let me know because it's what I got. And if I need to order a new one, I will. So yeah, we're still at 90, high 80s, 92 FPS here. Looking good. Local shadows is not very intensive at all. It typically doesn't really have any meaningful impact at all. But yeah, let's just keep on jumping up through here. Let's go over to the very next level of RT. So we need to go past low and go to medium. Let's keep it on quality. Sharpness looks fine. So this brings in sun shadows. And then down here, of course, we need to turn all this ugly mess off. I cannot stand this stuff. But yeah, we are looking pretty good here. Pause if you need to. Nothing really changes. I just like to reassure everyone that what I'm saying I'm testing is what I'm testing. So right here on quality with that RT set to medium, you're still at 75 FPS and your latency is right around 60 milliseconds. So if you did want to get that latency down just a hair, you of course could do a little bit more upscaling, maybe to balanced. But yeah, this is at 68, 65 FPS. Now if I go up to RT, I believe it's just ultra after this. I think that's what they call it, the third one. We're going to have to do some upscaling, I'm sure. So I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys what effect the balanced upscaling has on your latency. So all I did was just switch over to balanced. That's it. So as you can see, it went from 60s to low 50s, high 40s. Sometimes takes it a little while because it has to collect some frame data to recalculate that latency. But yeah, we're sitting here low 50s again. So just that little tweak to balanced makes a pretty big difference on your latency. Even though the frames were fine, it brought us up from high 60s, low 70s to high 80s here with an acceptable latency. So that's kind of nice. So let's jump over and go back. Let's go back to quality and then jump over to, yes, I want to confirm. Let's jump over to ultra. Ultra. Let's go to ultra, but leave it on quality because we kind of skipped that. I just want to make sure that gets tested. Now, ray reconstruction, you got to leave it off. If I were to turn that on, it would break the model and it would jump back way back to a different preset and start to look bad again. But yeah, we're still looking good here. Ultra, ray trace lighting. Now, Ultra and Psycho are basically no different. So I'm just going to go ahead and test it on Psycho because it really doesn't matter. It's very, very, very close, like 1 or 2 FPS, and that might just be a placebo. But yeah, here we go. So we are looking good as far as all these go. Pause if you need to, of course. All that junk is turned off. I'm just kind of recapping, make sure I get everything. No ray reconstruction and quality. All right, so this is kind of your highest level of RT right now. We're still at 64 FPS, so a little bit of a hit as far as keeping it on quality and going up to the ultra ray tracing, but still over 60 for the most part. This is a difficult area, especially around this little circle here. I do like this area a lot because you have the circle at the front there that a little bit harder to run. And then you have this back stretch, which gives you a lot more performance in a relatively small area. And of course, using the car is a little bit more demanding. So I'm trying to give you kind of worst case scenario. So if you can get it to run well here, you can kind of expect it to run well in the entire game. So right here, 68, 71. So latency is still pretty high. For mouse and keyboard, that would be a little high. On controller, it doesn't bother me, but I think it's warranted to go up to balanced just to see what that does as far as latency goes. And of course, the benefit is more frames as well. So, we are on 60, 59 FPS here. All right, so that looks pretty good as far as that goes, 61. And right now, we are, oh man, I'm totally gonna wreck. We are, see, I'm this bad on a controller, imagine on mouse and keyboard. Yeah, latency still a little bit too high for mouse and keyboard, especially, but you know, on controller, it doesn't really feel too bad. So, you know, I would be okay with this, but I do want to get to the point where we can just top this thing out, jump into some frame gen, and just really use the whole DLSS suite. So what I'm going to do now is come over here and check out the very highest level here. So I'm going to go back to Ultra and then go one more up to Overdrive. I'm going to jump back over to Balance. That's what we needed before. Kill the ray reconstruction because it will mess up the override. Path tracing is on. That will take care of all the ray tracing, so it'll shut that off. All this junk needs to be turned off here. Let's turn that off. All right, so everything looks good. Pause if you need to, of course, but nothing really changed as far as the main settings go at the bottom. We're just kind of exploring ray tracing and upscaling at the moment. Let's see what that does for us. So that gives us, let's see, 50, 49, 47 FPS here, 95 milliseconds. So we're going to have to go up. We're going to have to go to performance. But the good thing is that performance looks exceptionally good now, and especially ultra performance is totally viable as well. So let's just go through here. Let's see how bad it looks, how far it dips down, not how bad it is, but how far it dips down over here around the traffic circle. Let's just jump over here. So we're in the high 40s here. Latency's you know, very high in the 90s. So let's go over here and just kick it over to performance. Now it should automatically select the preset for us, and yep, there it goes. Cool. So we're on preset M now. That is awesome. That saves so much time. All right, so sorry about that. We are back together now. I had a screen flicker that broke my concentration, so did a little bit of some resetting, and now we're back into it. So right here we are at 52 FPS on that preset M, which is triggered whenever you go to performance. But right here we're at 58 FPS with a latency that is honestly a little too high. So I'm going to say that to move forward, we're going to have to use ultra performance. Now, before everyone freaks out a little bit, it has been dramatically improved. I'm going to cut all this stuff off here because it's terrible. All this stuff, nothing has changed at all. Still on path tracing. We're going to go ultra performance and see about it from here. So that gives us preset L. And now we are on ultra performance, and it is sharp. I mean, sharper than ultra performance has ever looked. I mean, it looked really, really bad at first. Unfortunately, we still cannot use any ray reconstruction, but I'm not getting a lot of noise either. Still looks really good, running great. Latency is at 52 milliseconds. We have 89 FPS. Remember that this widescreen format is not quite as demanding as 4K, but it is more demanding than regular 1440. It kind of sits in between the two as far as performance expectations, I guess. But yeah, we're at 92 FPS here, 93 FPS. Still looks really good. You know, we can absolutely do some frame generation from here. Our latency is at 40 milliseconds here, and we could also go in and activate some of that reflex boost to potentially get it to come down a little bit more even. Now that we're kind of sorted out before we do some frame generation, I'm going to do that now. Come over to video and just make sure that your low latency is on at least. You can go to boost, but let's just try on for now. All right, so that gives us a latency of 4135, so that definitely helps out a good bit on your latency. But yeah, I'm just trying to see if we can really max this thing out. And whenever you're at 35 milliseconds and 88 FPS, frame generate away. Do your thing. So I'm going to do that. I need to do a restart after I hit that frame generation, and I'll be right back. All right, so we are back in it. Got the 2x frame gen on, using ultra performance. Let's jump in and see what kind of settings we got here. So everything is set to overdrive still, ultra performance. Still got the sharpness on 0.5. Might play with that a little bit, but yeah, we're still at 2x. All this stuff is on, and the path tracing has taken over. All right, so let's see what we can expect here. So yeah, we're at 144 FPS. With that reflex turned on, we are getting about 40 milliseconds of latency, so that looks really good as well. And we're at 141 FPS. So what we can do here is just see what kind of latency we can expect on potentially performance with 2x. I'm doing this a little bit differently just because I want to make sure that we can get some numbers with that reflex turned on this time. So if you go to performance, it's going to switch over to preset M. That's kind of just the recommendation. So right here, we are still at 98 FPS with 49 milliseconds. So performance actually looks really good as well with that reflex turned on. So right here, we're at 89 FPS. I'm just going to make sure that I don't get the cops called on me here. So yeah, we're still around 50 milliseconds here. So that's kind of where I like to play. This is probably where I would set everything up at, and this feels pretty good to me. But yeah, let's jump over and see what balanced might give us with that frame generation turned on. So it should kick us back over to M. There we go. So yeah, we are at 77, 80 FPS. Latency's up a little bit more. We're still at 76, 60 FPS here on balanced. So you know, frame generation does not really add too much latency if you use the reflex alongside it. And remember, this is kind of a resolution that sits between 1440 and 4K. So you know, if you bought this GPU for 1440 and you're upgrading to potentially a widescreen, it's going to run a little bit. I don't want to say the word worst, but you know, it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge because you are pushing more pixels. But let's go over here and check out quality. Let's go back one here, go to quality with that 2x frame gen. And again, we're just rolling with that reflex on, but that still isn't giving us the latency that I would want to have. 71 isn't terrible for a controller, but you're right here at 66, but dang, it looks good. I mean, this looks really, really nice. You know, you could probably get used to playing it this way as well. But the lighting just looks so nice, even without the ray reconstruction. It's a little bit more noisy without it, but you know, hopefully we'll get that update one day soon. All right, so yeah, we're looking good as far as this goes. Performance is probably where I would want to wind up, but balance was doing a pretty decent job as well, as long as you have that reflex turned on. So let's just jump over here and continue with our testing at potentially balanced and go up to a 3x frame generation. See what our latency looks like there. So that gives us over 100 FPS pretty easily. Latency's in the high 60s, low 60s. Give it some time to get some frames in there. Maybe it'll come down. Yeah, so let's see. Low 60s is kind of where it's sorting itself out at. Still looks exceptionally good though. And this, you know, I would play this way as well. There's a lot of ways to play this. It just depends on what you prefer. You know, everything is player choice, I guess. But yeah, we are looking good as far as all this backstretch goes. Let's go ahead and try out performance here on 3x just to get a number for you. All right, we should get that M to pop up. Yeah, we're on preset M. Looks really good here. All right, let's come around here. Latency's in the mid 50s, which is a little bit better. But yeah, we're still at 135 FPS here. So you may not need to go all the way down to ultra performance, although ultra performance does look really, really good. But yeah, we're just going to keep on going around here, about 125 FPS. So let's just keep going around and see what all we can do to stretch this all the way out. So right here on performance, we're going to go to 4x. All right, so 4x on performance gives you right around 175 FPS with a latency in the 50s. Again, on controller, that's fine. Mouse and keyboard still probably feel pretty good too. Yeah, but I mean, this is a really, really good, you know, I'm surprised. I'm trying to get my words together here. I'm surprised, but yeah, this is doing pretty well here, considering that it is a little bit more challenging to run than 1440, but a little bit easier to run, obviously, than 4K. So right here, we are at 167, 169. Latency is looking really good. 4x frame generation alongside that reflex looks awesome. Latency is very, very good, considering everything we've got going on. So let's just go over to, let's see what all we can test out next. Let's go over to ultra performance on 3x, and this will kind of just wrap it up. I just want to see like kind of how far we can really push it, because the L preset on ultra performance is amazing. It looks almost as good as performance now. But yeah, we're at 42 milliseconds, so that definitely got our latency down, all things considered. You know, we are running it at a much lower background resolution. I'm not really sure what it is for this target resolution. It's a much lower resolution, but yeah, it's doing really good here. So we're at 43, 44, 41. All right, so right here around 200 FPS. So let's jump over here and check out 4X. So with everything completely maxed out on 4X Ultra Performance, your latency is, let's see, give it some time. I would love to see in the high 30s, but might not do it. Still pretty low 40s here and there though. Definitely hanging on to 40, no problem. We're under 50, which is good. 250 FPS, 244 back here. It's going to open up a little bit more for us. But yeah, this looks really nice. You can definitely run this resolution completely maxed out if you are willing to use all the DLSS stuff. You know, without much of an issue at all. Just make sure you use that reflex, and yeah, enjoy the game. It's really good to see that this technology is getting better and better. So if you like this kind of stuff, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Just go ahead and subscribe if you feel compelled to. If you're not new here, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it, and we will see you all in the very next video. Peace.